Very good morning, students. In this video lecture, you are going to learn about nanomaterial characterization by transmission electron microscopy. Nanomaterial characterization by transmission electron microscopy. Transmission electron microscopies are microscopes that use a transmission particle beam of electrons. Transmission particle beam of electrons to visualize specimens and generate a high magnified image. So unlike SEM is a scanning electron microscope. The electrons which are ejected from the surface, those will be visualized and scanned, and images formed by the scattered electrons, reflected electrons. But here in the transmission electron microscope, the electrons are passed through, transmitted through the image. So that beam of electrons that we visualize and form an image. TEMS can magnify objects the 2 million times. So 6 lakhs. So it is a greater power of magnification up to 2 million times can magnify. It is 100 times the maximum in the optical microscope, electron microscope. In this TEM can magnify up to 2000 million times. TEMS can magnify even a small cell, so that's the reason. So it can magnify maximum, even a small cell can be visualized, resolved very clearly. So that's why it becomes a valuable tool, especially in the biological and medical fields. Transmission electron microscope is a technique in which a beam of electrons is transmitted to a specimen to form an image. We just learned now. It is transmitted through the specimen. So the importance here is the specimen size. Because it has to pass through the specimen, the size is playing a more important role in TEM. Unlike SEM, whatever it may be the size, because it is a surface characterization, it will measure only the surface properties. So, and it normally form an image of reflected light, scattered light. So that's why size is immaterial, especially in the SEM. But in the TEM, size plays a more important role. So that's why specimen preparation is a very important role here, because the limit is that the specimen is most often an ultra thin section, less than 100 nanometers. So the thickness of specimen in TEM is less than 100 nanometers thickness. So that is a very important the point one has to notice when you are just learning about a TEM. Image is formed from the interaction of the electrons within the sample as the beam is transmitted through the specimen. When the beam is transmitted through the specimen, the electrons are interacted with the atoms and electrons of the sample, thereby image is formed. This image is then magnified and focused on a imaging device. Here we use the device or the detectors or the fluorescent screen or a layer of photographic film or in a computer monitor that we visualize the image. So what TEM produces the information? Here the TEM offers invaluable information on the inner structure of the sample, because it is passing through the the thin cross section of a specimen, here it is giving the inner structure of the sample, such as crystal structure, morphology, stress information, the various dislocations or crystal defects which are present in the specimen. So internal structural properties that we normally get from the TEM. So this is the picture of the instrumentation, more or less similar to optical microscope here. We normally require an electron gun. So electron gun here can produce by high voltage. And similarly here also we have a vacuum chamber because they should not scatter. The beam, they have to, it should go straight in a particular direction. And we have the condenser lens. They normally direct the scattered electrons to in a one particular direction. So they condense and focus on the, the specimen here. So here we normally see that the various condenser lenses are there to focus those electrons on the specimen holder. So this is the specimen holder, and here are the various condenser lens. So in a conventional transmission electron microscope, a thin specimen is irradiated with an electron beam of uniform current density. So accelerated electrons can be focused on the specimen by using the various electromagnetic lens. Otherwise we say condenser lens. Electrons are emitted from the electron gun and illuminated specimen through 2 or 3 stage condenser lens system. Objective lens provide the formation of either image or diffraction pattern of the system. So the objective lens, now we have below this specimen holder, this is the specimen. Below this again the electromagnetic lens are there. These lens we normally call them as objective lens. They try to focus and the image either in the diffraction pattern. Especially the electron intensity distribution behind the specimen is magnified with a focus stage lens. These focus stage lens like projector. Normally we just observe in the cinema halls like that. These are all attached with this objective lens. These magnified with a 3 or 4 stages lens, and system is viewed on a fluorescent screen. So it will be focused and then be viewed on a fluorescent screen. The image can be recorded by direct exposure of a photographic emulsion or an image plate, or digitally by CCD camera. So once the fluorescent screen, the image is either it is recorded by direct exposure of a photographic emulsion or imaging plate or digital camera, anything. So this is what the instrumentation in simple. So here is a view, the transmission electron microscope. So this is ultra thin specimen is used in this. It should be in the nanometer scale. That is a very important point here. This is the actual TEM. In reality, we can see the TEM in the skeleton scale. So this is the skeleton scale. Once again, electron source, electron gun, anode, magnetic lens, condenser magnetic lens, and the specimen. This is the specimen, ultra thin specimen. Scattered electron objective lens, projector lens, and fluorescent screen. So these are in skeleton what the TEM is. Yes, view, front view and bare view. The electrons are passing through the magnetic lens, condenser lens, and focus on the specimen. Then move through the objective lens. There they pass through the projector lens and will be focused on the fluorescent screen. So they will be focused on the fluorescent screen. So the fluorescent screen, whatever the electron focus, it will be recorded digitally by CCD cameras. Suppose that this is the sample that we are taking, a bismuth sulfide is the sample. See the electron source view and the fluorescent screen view, the bottom. The electron passed through anode and the condenser lens and then specimen, objective lens and projector lens, and focused on the fluorescent screen. So in this way they are focused. So one of the important thing, how the beautiful image is formed here. You can see the image of this bismuth sulfide. This is a flower, a beautiful flower. So you can see that a flower image of this bismuth sulfide. The structure will be same like this. The internal structure can be beautifully, we can view through this TEM technology. Thank you very much. So applications of TEM. TEM can be used to study the growth of layers, their composition and defects in semiconductors. High resolution can be used to analyze the quality, shape, size and density of quantum wells, wires and dots. The TEM provide topographical, morphological stress, compositional and crystalline information. So as we just learned earlier, here the stresses, topography and morphography and composition analysis also that we can get from this TEM internal structure. TEM is used in cancer research, virology and material science as well as pollution. So this is all about the TEM. Next, what is the difference between SEM and TEM? What we normally use in the SEM, what information that we normally get in SEM and what information that we normally get in TEM. What is the small differences that we have? The SEM detects scattered electrons, the one which are reflected from the surface. They can be, or emitted electrons from the surface can be detected and viewed. And the TEM, it detects the transmitted electrons through the sample. So scattered electrons can be detected in the SEM and transmitted electrons can be detected in the TEM. SEM provides topography and morphology mostly because it will provide the surface information. But TEM provides internal composition, dislocations, defects in the structure, especially. Sample preparation is easy in the specimen, maybe at any thickness that we can prepare, especially in the SEM. Thickness is not an important factor, but thickness plays a more important role in the TEM. Preparation of specimen is an important step, and the sample thickness should be less than 100 nanometers. Accelerate voltage range is 10 to 40 kilovolts, but it is greater than 100 kilovolts because the electron energy should pass through the specimen. Here it will be scattered only, but it has to pass through the specimen. So it should have a high voltage. So that's the reason it is greater than 100 kilovolts. And the comparison is there. It has a roll resolution. It can extend up to the magnification up to 6 lakhs. But you just observed here, it is a 20 lakhs multiplication. So that's why 20 lakh times can magnify. So we get a high resolution picture in the TEM. So thank you my friends.